Okay, so this is game 2. Let's go. And DrVBucks again in the bottom left, Isildur again in the top right of the sim map, isn't it? We're on blue shift again. So last game there were some cannons that worked out very well. I'm a little disappointed in the last game because DrVBucks actually had the cure. DrVBucks, you had the cure within your grasp, and the Zerglings came down and ran straight past, and all you had to do was kill it there and then. Your 6 lings just ran on past, and again there was a cannon in the men that you could have run past and ended the game. So in the end it was very one-sided. The Protoss was able to sit back and just build a fleet of carriers in the end to finish up, but it so easily could have been the Zerg's game, so easily. Anywho, the Protoss went for the cannon rush, totally blind, no scouting, had no idea that there was an early spawning pool, but was allowed to get away with it. Now this feels awfully familiar, doesn't it? There's the forge. So hopefully DrVBucks has learned from the last game and won't be making the same mistakes again. So we're going to have some lings coming out really, really early. This is a fast pull, only 1 minute 20, and these are indeed lings in production. So we're about to have 6 lings on the map. Lings, look how quickly lings build. They take no time, essentially. So at the 1.5 minute mark, already DrVBucks is going to have units out on the map. But please, this time, don't run straight past the building cannon. Please don't let this happen again. You're killing me. Have I loaded the sim game? No, I was beginning to did I? Yes, DrVBucks, that's what we like to see. Learning in progress. Now, the other thing you need to do is kill the damn worker. Just doing the worker. Get after him. So Isildur is in trouble now. All sorts of trouble because he's gone forge first. It hasn't worked out, and there's a bunch of lings on the map, and you can guarantee they're coming your way. And 2 cannons here, in what way is that going to help when the lings are in your mineral line, totally out of range? The only way that will help is if, and please don't do it, DrVBucks, is if DrVBucks decides to attack the cannons instead of going around them. Will that happen? Will it? Oh no, DrVBucks. No, DrVBucks, don't. I mean, you did that the last time. It didn't at all work. Why would you try it again? Why? Anyway, DrVBucks a big fan of the triple hatchery inside the men. I'm not. Build this hatchery here. Look, and build the other one here. Why? What is this about? Why with these extra hatcheries? You're not even using the larva. I don't understand that. Anyway, I'm sure there's a method to the madness, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Sometimes you do build a macro hatch as Zerg. You just build a second hatchery purely for the larva production, but that's normally once you've already got, say, 4 hatches on mineral patches. In the early stage of the game, when your natural expand is just here, why wouldn't you just build that hatchery there? I don't know. I do not know. Sooner or later you're going to need a hatchery there, so it seems like a better place to build it. Now this is a lot of lings. The speed upgrade not being researched yet, but then gas hasn't mined enough gas just yet, so we'll see when the gas gets to 100 if he does indeed start that metabolic boost upgrade. It is a good one. It's definitely worthwhile. The Isildur has got an expand coming down, and DrVBucks not just yet. So DrVBucks, what you need to do, this is so many lings. I'm loving it, but seriously, get speed. And get these lings in your opponent's face. Get them so far in your opponent's face. Don't try and fight the cannons. I mean, now that you've got this many lings, I suppose feel free to fight the cannons if you must. But I would really question why you don't, who cares about these 2 cannons? Kill these guys. Kill all this guff over here, you know what I mean? Oracle coming out, you don't want that in your life, you want that dead. So the Lings are going to come in. Let's see what he does this time. I would no, who cares about this? Killing, I just don't see the advantage to killing this cannon and this pylon when you could be killing this nexus, for example. No, oracles. Where is the oracle? It's parked over here. Oracles are brilliant against Lings, absolutely superb. No, what are the Lings going to get done? They are going to have a go at the cannons, and there's a lot of Lings here. They will eventually get these 2 cannons, but you will lose a substantial number of Lings too. So this is going to be okay. Just now run into the mineral line. Don't fight these cannons as well. There's simply no point. Eventually the oracle comes out. This is a terrible position for these Lings to be in. They're not, only about 3 of them are actually nibbling the nexus, and you don't have enough there to ever kill that nexus. So I don't know what to say. Again, the Zerg player could have ended the game there. You could have ran straight past the cannons into here, got a full surround around here on this nexus, and this nexus dies, this nexus dies, the workers all die. And, then you come back in due course for the cannons. Doesn't really matter, all the workers would be dead. No mining, no nexuses, that would have been great Ling value. As it is, back home, still Lings in production and a lot of money for the Zerg. I don't know how, because there's only workers mining. I don't know what's happening. I thought I knew this game. It turns out I don't. I have no idea what's happening. So building spore crawlers in random places, and that's kind of okay. But you need an income. You need build some workers, build and expand, build those types of things. More Lings making their way across the map, slightly less than last time. Lings very good against Stalkers. Lings with speed certainly excellent against Stalkers. Yeah, so yeah, he could get this Nexus. There's only that one Stalker. I don't know where the Oracle is, but he kind of needs to commit one thing or the other. So yeah, focused on the Nexus by all means, and get rid of that. Ignore these until this Nexus is dead. I'd be inclined to kill the workers as well, but it doesn't really matter. The Nexus has gone. Now you can focus these down. While they're building, they are weak, so you can definitely get rid of those. You either need to kill them pretty sharpish or kill this pylon, or just get out of there. Damage done. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cannons at 150 each. This is so expensive, and these are finishing up. I would just stay and kill all of these. That's a lot of money with no value. Once he builds a pylon there, these have value again. So these Lings, instead of achieving absolutely nothing, could easily have cost 750 minerals to the Protoss economy, which, given that you've just killed an expand, can't be that healthy. Now, can it? 8 minutes in. So, yeah, what's going on here? More spore crawlers being built. Still, one worker in production. That's good. Some mutalisks being built, and I quite like a bit of mutas, so that's quite good. But you are definitely, let's just check the cost of a muta. Mutalisks. We're talking about 100, I think. Mutas. Yeah, 100. Each mutalisk costs 100 gas. How long is it going to take you to mine 100 gas with just these 3 guys? I'll tell you, a really long time, approximately an age. So, still no expand. 9 minutes in, and there is still no expand. I don't understand that. Yeah. You need the expand, you need the additional gas income. Really, if you want to play mutas, I would suggest certainly 2 bases with 4 gases, but ideally 3 bases with 6 gases mining. Then you can build mutas. Then you can hold down the T button and just, crank out 12, 16 mutas in a single a single spawn. He swears to God. What is it that you're swearing to God? Yeah. What about it? Yeah, so Hydra's in production, but only the one. I'd love to see lots of things in production here, but the problem is, this gas income isn't quite high enough to support it, and neither is the mineral income. We're now down to 4 workers mining for the Zerg. 10 minutes in, and you've got 4 workers mining. It isn't enough. It's just not enough. It's not even close to enough. Yeah, just get some workers on the rip and do some proper mining. Zerg kind of functions by numbers. It expands quickly. It has 3 bases up when your opponent only has 2. It has 5 bases up when your opponent's still on 3. Run from that. Don't stand there. Look in range of all of these that you should have killed. No. And surely you're asking yourself at this point, why didn't I kill those cannons when I had the chance? When they weren't shooting. This poor Hydralisk isn't even going to get a shot off. That was a miserable thing to watch. I don't think I could. Oh God. Anyway, on another note, I've never really noticed that carriers they're kind of weirdly hollow, aren't they? Got all this stuff on them on the outside. Funny looking carrier right there, some sort of revolving thing inside it. Photon cannons, meanwhile, hovering stuff, haven't they? The actual shooty bit just hovers. I think a lot of Protoss stuff actually hovers. Pylons hover, don't they? Just hovery. Probes hover. Yeah. Whoa. Ooh, that makes me feel slightly seasick, that whole whoa. Let's stop doing that. I don't know how it's making you guys feel watching, but it's made me slightly nauseated. Yeah, I wonder, if you zoom out and do that, does it really go ham? No, it doesn't. It's disappointing. No, it just takes you back to normal. Anyway, yeah, good. So, 3 Hydras in production. Some Mutalisks. We're now up to 9 workers at the 12-minute mark. They've got a lot of spore crawlers. No upgrades. No ling speed. We've finally got some gas in the bank. Can't quite match it with minerals. Still no expand. There's a mothership. No gas being mined here. None here either. We've got a bunch of stargates. What even is this? Just worried about being supply blocked much. Yeah, weird. Anyway, similar to what we had in the last game, at any time Isildur could just walk across the map and end this game. And, to be honest, the Zerg should have won. Twice the Zerg should have won. Thrice the Zerg should have won. We saw a lot of lings just wasted, a lot of lings just, pointlessly trying to kill stuff that they were never going to kill and just being shot while they were doing it, when they could have been killing stuff that they easily could have killed for free and not died. And that's been the problem. So if we look at the units killed tab, look how woefully awful it is. 104 Zerg units have lost their lives here. Isn't that horrible? Absolutely horrible. Yeah. Disgusting, really. I'm disgusted. I don't know how you're feeling. I'm feeling slightly nauseated. Right, is there some way this could go slightly faster? There is. It's on ×2. Look at these. Look how busy these workers look now. Really, really busy workers. It'd be quite cool if you could play on ×2. That'd be a real a way to spice up your micro. Just practice on ×2, and then when you get to the ladder on normal speed, you would just have godlike micro, wouldn't you? You'd just be on everything. I think your macro would probably suck though, because all your timings would be off. But your micro would literally be godlike. just be like, oh, it's like slow motion. I'll just casually micro my units one at a time, stim in individual Marines forward and stuff. Oh, you'd be boss. You'd be so boss. This fella's going to meet up with Zmet, and the pair of them are going to go in here to see what there is to see. And they do see what there is to see. There's some Hydras and some Lings. Over in Protoss land, there are carriers, similar number to what we saw in the last game. And there are more carriers than this stuff can deal with. Hydras aren't such a bad response to carriers. Hydras have very high DPS, but you do need a lot of them. You certainly need more Hydras than there are carriers, that's for sure. And at present, that is not the case. Mutas don't do particularly well against carriers. One of the things you've got to do when you're playing against carriers is you have to focus fire the carriers themselves. They shoot out these little interceptors. And what happens if you leave your units to their own devices? They will try and shoot the interceptors because the interceptors are shooting them. And look, long distance mining from all the way over there. What's wrong with these minerals, dude? What's wrong with the ones that are right here? Oh, make it stop. We've got 3 hatches inside the min pits. Oh, it pains me. Right, what I'd love to see Isildur do here is fly the Mama ship into here and then recall all the carriers in on top of it. If that's what he's got in mind, that'd be a lot of fun to watch. So he's got some workers here attacking Zerglings, and you know, workers don't do a great job of attacking anything. That's a general rule. Yeah. So as I was saying, playing against carriers, you've got to focus on the carriers normally. That's what you want to do. There are times when that's not what you want to do. So if you've got units that do air splash, then if you can strip away the interceptors, then the carriers themselves just become dead weights. Now there's a few little plays that you can make against carriers. If you're playing, say, Terran, you want to have a ghost or two for the EMPs, pretty much always when you're playing against Protoss. EMPs are great. Motherships, you know, very few people use the time bomb or the recall, so motherships often have full energy. What's that got to do with the price of cheese? I don't know. I'm thinking about when you're playing Protoss. Anyway, if you're playing Terran, EMPs are always good against Protoss because they strip away the shields. So EMPs on this, and Thors are quite good because Thors do splash in the air against the interceptors, or you can put the Thors onto the other weird, I don't know the names of the stuff, but you can change the shoot mode of Thors so that they do very large amounts of damage to single air targets, and then you can focus down the carriers one by one, and that works well. But you know, once there's this many carriers, you're screwed essentially. Like 20 odd carriers is just nonsense. The game isn't really supposed to ever see this many carriers. You know, so it's very hard to suggest anything that will beat this many carriers. There's a few things that can be quite cunning, a few spells and stuff that you can drop, but you have to be right on top of the micro, and it's got to be all pretty sweet. And if you're playing as Protoss, then you want a couple of Templars to feed back the mothership. Storms are quite good because carriers clump, so Storms on top of it as well. Tempests are good because they can one-shot the carriers once you've got enough of them, but Archons generally are pretty handy as well. You need a lot of them, so Templar Archon is pretty good, so you can drop the Storms, you can feed back the mothership. You need an observer or something so you got a bit of sight, but the Archons do splash damage in the air, so there's like a sort of critical mass. I don't know how many it is, maybe like 9 Archons, that when the carriers shoot at them, the splash damage from the Archons just kills all the interceptors in one shot, essentially, and that makes the carriers kind of worthless, and then you can just kind of move under them and start shooting them. So mass Archon is good, but it's very hard to manage. Archons are big bulky units and they get in each other's way and all of that sort of stuff, so they're a bit of a pain in the ass, but it does work. But as I say, this many carriers hard to deal with. As Zerg, Infestors is very effective, and Vipers is very effective. Yeah, if you can get fungals on the interceptors, you see this is miserable because the Zerg can only see the mothership. You can't even see the stuff that's shooting it. It just dies, everything just dies. Death by carrier. So this is very much the end of the game. You know, roughly 15 minutes after it arguably should have ended. Yeah. The Golden Armada has arrived and will very, very quickly annihilate everything in its path. There it is. How does that look from the Zerg point of view? Oh, because there's some detectors, you can actually see them. Well, that's it. It's all over. GG? I don't know. Certainly G. Yeah. Certainly G. Yep, we got to see some carriers. So, you know, that's good. Would have been nice if it had been more of a game. But anyway, GG!